Hello and welcome to episode 3 of Pearls of Parmadice. My name is Courtney and I'm coming to you from Parma, Ohio, where I live with my husband and all of our yarn. Thank you so much for joining me again. Today is Friday, August 19th, and it is a beautiful sunny day here. It's in the low 70s now, Fahrenheit. And I think it's supposed to get up into the mid 80s today. So let's get right into everything. I would love to hear from you. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you're working on. Let me know what you enjoyed about this episode and what you'd like to see from future episodes. I would love to hear from you. And future episodes. So September is coming. It's coming very quickly. And the recording schedule for September will be a little bit off. I've been recording every other Friday, as I typically have every other Friday off of work from my day job. I do work full-time outside of the home, so I'm pretty busy, and that's when I usually can fit it in. September, I have some other things going on in 2 weeks. Here in the US, it will be Labor Day weekend, and I will be spending the weekend with my family. So I probably won't get to record until maybe that Sunday or on Labor Day, that Monday on the holiday. And I'm hoping that will work out. My husband will be home as well. I've never tried recording when he's home, so we'll see how that goes. And then 2 weeks after that is Wool Gathering in Yellow Springs, Ohio, and I will be attending that. So I've moved my work schedule around a little bit so that I am able to attend that. And if any of you are attending Wool Gathering, please come find me, say hi. I would love to meet you. So I will have some extra time off. I'm taking some time off in September from my day job, so I should have another opportunity to record after Wool Gathering. It will just be a few days late. So be aware of that. September schedule might be a little bit off, but hopefully once we get to October, we'll get back on track with that. So what am I wearing? Let's start there. It always takes away the view as soon as I need the view to show you what I'm wearing. It's very obnoxious. So this is the My First Knit Summer Vest by Marley Bird. It was part of a knit along, I believe summer of 2020. Yes. And then I finished this last summer. So let me stand up and kind of show you guys what this looks like. I'm going to back up. Okay, so it's a beautiful fade. And the great thing is it's a really affordable, budget-friendly knit. It's knit with Red Heart. It's a wrap rainbow and I use the Couture colorway, and you hold that with Red Heart. It's a wrap sprinkles, and I chose the French Macaron colorway. So it is a brand that you can find at Joann's or Michael's here in the States, big box craft stores, which makes it budget friendly. And I believe this was part of a spring knit along, maybe a summer knit along, I don't remember, with Yarnspirations that Marley did. And so there, at least last time I looked, there were video tutorials for this vest, which makes it very accessible. I believe, don't quote me, I could be wrong, I believe the pattern is free on the Yarnspirations website, I think. So go check that out. It's a really fun knit. These wrap stitches, let me see if I can hold it up so you can, oh yeah, you can see them. Were really interesting and really, it's fun to learn new techniques. So I would recommend this pattern. I did end up with quite a bit of yarn left over from this that's been sitting in my stash, and I do have some plans for that maybe next summer. So that's what I'm wearing, the My First Knit Summer Vest by Marley Bird. So what have I been working on? I've gotten a lot of knitting done in the last couple of weeks, and I have one finished object. I have one half object, which is also a new cast on, and two new cast-ons and a previous work in progress. So I've gotten a lot done. It didn't feel to me like I had knit a lot until I started gathering things for the podcast, and I realized that I really did get a lot done. So, finished object. My Bridgerton hat is done. So it's not called the Bridgerton hat, but it was inspired. I was inspired to knit it because my husband and I were watching Bridgerton, which we have now finished. And just the aesthetic of that show made me want to knit this. So this is Bashful by Marley Bird. And look at that. How pretty are these details? It's so pretty. I knit this in Fangirl Fibers. I want to say it was July Disney Yarn Club colorway, which was I Won't Say I'm in Love, inspired by Hercules. And then I held this double with Knit Picks Aloft in the Pennyroyal colorway. So we've got a fingering weight and this mohair, which is the Knit Picks, that just gives it this lovely halo. So let me try it on for you. And so that you guys can see how it lays. There we go. So a couple things with this pattern. First of all, it would be a great beginner or not so confident yet lace knitter kind of pattern. It really is intuitive lace. It's easy to follow. The pattern is written really well. You could totally, I believe the sample even was knit in just a single strand of DK. So it's so easy, but really stunning. So my only complaint with this, which isn't the designer's fault at all, I knit the size large, which fits and is nice. It has a lot of slouch though, and that's just not my preferred style to wear. I love the color. I love the way that the lace looks. I absolutely love this hat, but it has a little too much slouch for me. I think this would be really perfect for someone who either enjoyed that much slouch on a hat or who had, I have thick hair, but it's very smooth and very finely textured, so it doesn't bulk things out very well. But I think if you had a more curly or more textured hair than I do, it might bulk it out a bit more. So that being said, I really love this hat and I have enough yarn left to make another one. So I think what I'm going to do is set this aside. I have someone in mind already who I think would love this, so I'll set this aside for a gift for that person. And I think I'm going to knit myself a second one, just going down a size. I believe the pattern had 3 sizes, I think, and I knit the size large. I think I would knit the medium for myself, maybe even the small. This yarn grew a lot as well, and because of the silk content in the mohair, it does have a lot of drape. So I'm not sure if I'll go down to a small or a medium, but I definitely want to knit a second one for myself. Oh, it's so pretty. It's just so pretty. And I wish that you guys could touch this. It's so soft. That halo of mohair, which you totally can see there, is so good. It's just, I'm very pleased with this. Like I said, it's just a fit preference for me. So that is Bashful by Marley Bird. I would highly recommend this pattern. And this also, side note, this knit up so quickly, so quickly. It was a super addictive knit up so quickly. This would make a great, if you're looking for holiday gift patterns. I know if you knit gifts for Christmas or Hanukkah or any other kind of thing like that, or even like a mid-year teacher appreciation gift or something along those lines, this was super fast and just really a beautiful result. It would make a great gift. It looks really fancy, but it wouldn't take too much time to knit one of these for someone special. So Bashful by Marley Bird. So next we're going to get into that finished object, but also a whip kind of area. And we are going to talk about my half object. So this is living in my Bella carton bag. And let me see. Oh, she has her tag on here. So I'm going to show you the tag. And there's a shop on Etsy. So that's Bella Carton. Okay. And living inside of here is one sock. I cast this on, I don't even remember. Yes, I do. I cast this on the Sunday after I recorded last for Scrappy Sunday. I was just kind of feeling it. And these are all just scraps from my Hannah Made It yarn advent for July, the Summer in Chinkapin. And that was just a July countdown she did last year. And if you've watched my previous 2 episodes, I knit a secret garden wrap with all of those minis, but I had quite a bit of yarn left over. So the pattern is Triple Scoop Shorties by the Kitchen Sink Shop. And these are all just scraps from that countdown. So I loved knitting this pattern. It knit up so fast. Obviously I still have to knit the second sock, but I used most of the leftovers of one mini to do the heel and the cuff. And what I'm going to do when I knit the second sock, I did the toe in a blue and the heel and cuff in pink on this one, and I'm going to flip those for the second sock. And the middle might be a little bit different too. I'm just trying to use up scraps. It's not important to me if they match exactly. If they're kind of close, that's totally fine. I almost think it would be fun to just sort of have a whole collection of these very scrappy socks in using up all the leftovers and just kind of mix and match when I wear them. But Triple Scoop Shorties, such a fast pattern. I knit the heel and the cuff, and I think I had just started the striping, and that's how far I got on that Sunday. Well, the next day, I think I've mentioned I get migraines. I've always gotten them. It's just part of life for me. I ended up with a bad migraine and couldn't go into work that day. And once I got to the point that the pain had mostly subsided and I was in that phase where I just couldn't really do anything, could sit on the couch, I worked on this sock because it was just going around and around and around. And I got this sock done. It was it's just so much fun, and it's fun because you're changing colors every few rows, and it left me wondering why I hadn't ever done a scrappy sock before. It was so fun. So this is why I had never done a scrappy sock before. I have started weaving in my ends, so you can kind of see they're a little messy, but I don't really care. It's just going to be on my foot. I don't care that much. But there are a lot of ends to be woven in. I would not let that discourage you from knitting this pattern, though. It is so much fun. Look at the wrong side. I think that looks super cool too. So don't let the ends discourage you. I'm just kind of weaving in a few every day when I feel like it. I might sit down today and finish weaving those in just so that I can have this sock done. So this is my half object hanging out here. I have not started the second sock. Maybe this Sunday I will cast that on for Scrappy Sunday. I'm not sure, but this again is the Triple Scoop Shorties by the Kitchen Sink Shop. I think the pattern's like $3 or something. It's well worth it. It's a super fun knit. So that's my first work in progress. Oh my goodness. First work in progress. And let's move on to the next thing. So that was a new cast on and a half object and a work in progress. Just a whole lot going on there. So my next new cast on, let's see, where did I decide we were going next? Is my lace panel pullover. So I had talked about this one, I think in episode 1. I talked about wanting to cast this on for my youngest niece, Nina. And let me show you. It is a paid for pattern. It's in this book, 60 More Quick Baby Knits. I picked that up several years ago at, I think, Joann Fabrics. So if you're interested, you should be able to find it online or in a craft store. And this is the lace panel pullover by Jolene Treace. So that's what it should look like when it's done. And I am using Cascade 220 Superwash Sport in the Cream Puff colorway. And it's kind of tough to see because it's scrunched up on these little needles, but it's knit bottom up. So I have just the bottom band knit up. So it's got a really pretty picot cast on, which I'm not entirely sure if I did it right. I followed the pattern. I don't think mine really looks like what the picture looks like. The picture's picot is a little bit tighter, but that's okay. I really don't care. I think this is pretty. I think it's really feminine and really stunning. So I think this will be perfect. I am hoping later today to get a chance to sit down. I need to switch needle sizes. I'm working on, I believe this is a size 3 needle, US size 3. And I need to go up, yes, US size 3 or 3.25 millimeter needles. And I need to go up to a size US 4. I could not find my US 4s in the length that I needed, so I ended up having to order another pair this week, which is fine, but I need to switch over to that, and then I can start the lace panel. So very excited about this. I would really love to, and I believe I'm knitting it, yes, I'm knitting it in the 12-month size. She is about 7 months old, but her mom and I had talked about it, and I think we landed on the 12-month size so that hopefully it'll fit her through the end of winter. So that should hopefully be done. I would love to have that done by the end of September so that I can give it to her to wear during the fall and winter months, but we will see. So again, that is the lace panel pullover by Jolene Treace, and it is in, I'll just hold the book up. It is in this book if you're interested. And that, I didn't say that. You guys won't be surprised anyway if you've watched my other episodes. It's Living in a Bag by Amy Kramer of Our So Good Life, who I buy a lot of bags from. She is local to me, and she is wonderful. Right now, there currently are not any bags as of this recording in her shop. She does make really cool sensory I Spy little bags that make really great gifts if you're looking for a little gift for a child in your life. She will be back to doing project bags hopefully soon. School is starting back up around here. Most of the schools in my area go back this coming week on Monday, a lot of them. So once her kids get back in school, I know she's planning to make some more. So keep an eye on her shop. I love her bags, but this is an Our So Good Life bag. So my last new cast-on was a cast-on of, I wasn't really planning to cast this on, but if you knit, you might understand if you're like me. I have to have something to knit on, to be able to take with me and knit on just about everywhere. And sometimes I can take things depending on where I'm going and what we'll be doing that are larger or things that take more focus. And other times I just need something really small and really simple. So last night we went to the zoo with on a double date with one of my husband's coworkers and his girlfriend for an Asian Lantern Festival. And I knew that we were going to this, and I knew I would want something to knit on while we were there. I just didn't have anything that was mindless or didn't take a ton of yarn, and I didn't want to carry anything big with me. So what would anyone do but start a sock, because that's just what you do. So on Tuesday, this past Tuesday night, I looked through my yarn and I found a sock set that I had hanging out that I hadn't done anything with, and I cast it on. So this is from a Schitt's Creek themed Halloween box that was based on The Crows Have Eyes 3, The Crowaning, and that's the name of the yarn. The sock set is The Crowaning, and obviously it's from Fangirl Fibers. Once again, we're not surprised. And so I cast the cuff on Tuesday, and I'm just doing a vanilla sock, 64 stitches. I think I'm knitting this on a US 1.5. Yes, a US 1.5, and it's so 2.5 millimeter needles. And I knit all of that, so a couple inches last night while we were walking around. Once it got to the point that it was too dark, I did stop because I didn't want to drop my little stitch marker or drop a stitch and not realize it. But it was a lot of fun to walk around the zoo and knit on this while we were walking around. I really like these colors. They're not in my normal wheelhouse, but they're so bright and so fun, and it's nice to have something different too. The reds and the oranges and the gray are just saying fall to me, and I'm very ready for fall. I'm ready for cool weather and the leaves to change. So that was fun. I'm excited to keep working on these and hopefully have them done maybe sometime in October so that I can wear them through the end of the fall season. So like I said, just a vanilla sock. I'm loosely following the vanilla latte sock pattern that I've talked about before, but it's really just a plain vanilla sock. Nothing very special about it. other than the yarn, which is super special and I love it. So that is hanging out in my little drawstring Pokemon bag. Again, are we surprised it's in a Pokemon bag? No, we're not. We're not at all. And this is by Unusual Surroundings. They're on Etsy. And just a reminder, I will link everything down below in the description bar. So if you're looking for project bag information, yarn information, pattern information, it should all be linked down below. And if I've missed something, please let me know and I'll add it in. But just check there if you're looking for something. What I love about these little bags is that I can sling them over my arm and knit on my sock or my hat. I did ribbed hats in 2021 when I was standing in line for things, is most of when I knit on them. Just one by one rib, round and round and round in these little bags. They're great for stuff like that. Little one skein, round and round projects. So anyways, again, just a vanilla sock. The yarn is by Fangirl Fibers, and that is in this little Pokemon bag from Unusual Surroundings, and they're on Etsy. We are moving really fast today. I'm not sure why we're moving so fast. I feel like I had a lot. But we haven't been going very long. This might just be a shorter episode, and if it is, it is. Okay, so my last thing I've been working on, you guys should recognize if you were here for my last episode. It's living in my pumpkin bag by Castaway Cove Decor. They're on Etsy. And this project, so let me start there. I think I had talked about in my last episode, I had my Instagram followers vote based on the project bag, which languishing whip I would pick up to work on. And this was the one that they chose. And I was a little bit disappointed because I just wasn't feeling this one. I wasn't excited about it. And I picked it up, I started working on it, and you'll see the first week after I filmed, I did not get very much done. And this past Sunday, it felt like fall. It was cooler. It didn't really rain, but it was really gray. And we broke out the pumpkin spice coffee. And I understand for some people, August, you're trying to hang on to summer. You're not at fall yet. You do you. That's totally cool. I am more than ready. So we broke out the pumpkin spice coffee. It was lovely. We watched Halloween movies and I knit on this. That was most of our day. So this is, and I'm totally in the mood for this now. I can't wait to get this done. This is the, oh no, I'm in the middle of a row. When I started, I had promised myself this was not going to happen. And this keeps happening. Oh well. This has been my on the go knit. And so this is where I had started the last time that I podcasted. This is where I was. And I just put in a second progress keeper. I like to change mine move mine around on Sundays. To me, that's the start of the week. And I really find it motivating to move it each week and see how much I got done in a week. Because sometimes you feel like you didn't really make progress on something, or you're not sure if you made progress. And it's really nice to be able to have a visual reminder of, oh yeah, no, I got a lot done. Or, oh, I guess I didn't knit on that quite as much as I thought. And they're just fun. So the first week, all I got done was this green section, which I really love. Green is my favorite color. It's so bright. and it's so pretty. I really like that. And this one, the little jack-o'-lantern guy, was from Jen at Hand Stitched Life, I want to say. I bought that a couple of years ago. And then we have this little fall sheep. I don't know if you guys can see that really well. This little sheep with a pumpkin and a leaf. I'm not sure if that's focused or not. And that's by Simply Serving. So that was where I started this Sunday. And I'm trying to be careful since I'm in the middle of this row. I got all of that done since Sunday. So I'm on section, this is so awkward to try and hold this way. We're not going to, we're going to go this way. I'm on section, I want to say 25 or 26 now. So and there's 31 sections, and each one is a lace pattern. I think I only have 6 more sections to go, so maybe I don't remember. But there's not that many left. So let me see if you can see the lace. This is going to block out really beautifully. And I would love to be able to block this Labor Day weekend. I would love, love, love to have this be a finished object the next time I podcast. I'm not sure that will happen. There are a ton of ends on this thing to weave in. Blocking this is going to take a little bit of time too. And obviously I still have to finish knitting it. So we will see. But my hope is that this will be finished by the next podcast. And if not, certainly by the time I go to wool gathering. So let me just show you in case you haven't seen that. It's so lovely. I've been knitting on this. Like I said, this is my on-the-go project. So I have been knitting on this a lot at work and before work. On Wednesday, I even went to the park before work and took this and worked on it. Worked on this section there, this like pretty light and dark blue section. So got a lot done on this past week. So that is, again, the 999 Happy Haunts wrap by Jessica Anderson. And I don't think I mentioned, once again, we stay loyal over here. This was last year's 31 Days at the Haunted Mansion October countdown from Fangirl Fibers yarn kit. So obviously you can't get that one anymore. I'm not sure if she has her October countdown still open, but I do know she has some advent calendars left, and she always has fun things. Oh my goodness, go check out her shop, give her a follow, fangirlfibers.com. Okay, so that is all I have as far as knitting projects go. So if that's what you were here for, that's all I've got as far as that. However, I do have some future possibilities and some stash additions. Actually, I only have one future possibility, and I am not sure where in my future this fits. So sometimes what I'll do, my Ravelry queue is ridiculous. It is so long. So sometimes when I want to plan a new project, but choosing one of the ridiculous number of projects that I have sitting in my queue, sometimes that's just too overwhelming. So I'll just use random number generator and then go find that pattern in my queue. So that's what I did. I was kind of I'm trying to figure out my fall cast-on. And random number generator told me to check out the Maema cardigan. And this is a pattern by Pip and Pin, Megan Nodecker. And a lot of people have knit this. It's not a new pattern. It's just a really lovely cardigan. And I was looking at this. It's one of those, occasionally it comes up and I'm like, oh, maybe I'll knit that someday. I realized I have a sweater quantity of yarn that would be perfect for this. I have 4 skeins of Malabrigo in whatever their single ply fingering base is, in the color dried orange. So it's like this really deep reddish orange, perfect fall color. And all I want is fall right now. That's where we are over here. All I want is fall. And I had bought this originally for another sweater and then realized a single ply was maybe not what I wanted for that sweater. So I've had it sitting there for probably about a year, more than a year. Not really sure what to do with it. And then I realized this does call for a single ply yarn, and I have the amount that I would need in that. And it's a fall color. My only hesitation is this really pretty stitch pattern here is honeycomb brioche, and I have never done brioche. I've done fisherman's rib, I've done faux brioche, I've never done real brioche, and I've definitely never done a honeycomb brioche. I've done a honeycomb stitch, but not a brioche. So that's a bit intimidating for me. I would really like to hear from you if you have knit the Maema, if you have brioche tips, if this is a good starting brioche project. Is this a terrible idea and I should wait till next year and learn how to knit brioche this year? You tell me. I don't know. A part of me really wants to knit this as my fall cast on. Another part of me is really intimidated. So we will see what happens with this. But this is definitely a future possibility. And I think I'm going to put this pattern with the yarn. I think ultimately that is what I want. I just don't know if now is the time. You know, I'm just not sure. So if you've knit this or you have brioche tips or anything like that, I would really like to hear from you regarding that. So that's my future possibility. I don't really have anything else. I sort of forgot to look at patterns this week. It's been a busy couple weeks. So stash additions, I do have 2. One was a pre-order, which, you know what, we'll start with that. So I have wanted to get my hands on for a couple of years now a skein of Lola bean yarn. I've seen it. It's gorgeous. It is like always sold out. And I've never been anywhere that was a wholesaler. Wholesaler? I don't know. I've never been anywhere that carries Lola bean yarn wholesale. So I really have wanted to try it. And a couple of months ago, Adela had posted something about doing a pre-order, and I thought they weren't doing pre-orders anymore, but they did a pre-order. And I magically, somehow the stars aligned, and I guess I got in. I don't know how that happened. I never end up on pre-orders like that kind of thing that sells out really quick. I never get in on time. But I did this time. And this was a pre-order for Trolla. She's got new labels. They're really cute. Really like that. But these speckles are so pretty. Like, look, there's highlighter yellow, which is a color. I love neons. But I really love highlighter yellow. I don't wear it a lot. It doesn't look great with my skin tone, but I love it. It's got these like purples and pinks. It's so pretty. I ordered it in a DK because I don't really have a lot of DK. I think this would make a really pretty hat or cowl. So that being said, I am on the hunt for some one skein projects that show yarn off really well. So if you know of anything that this would be good for, please let me know. I'm really excited about this one. I think it'll be really nice. So that's my first stash edition. And then my second stash edition is another local dyer that if you've watched my previous episodes, you've heard me talk about before. And that is Cornbread and Honey. So this past, I don't know, a few weeks ago was the Carnation Yarn Trail, which is a yarn crawl kind of thing that happens here in Northern Ohio. And I don't know how many shops participated. I didn't even look because I knew that I just wasn't going to be able to get to any of them, let alone all of them. So it wasn't something that had been really even on my radar until I saw this skein. This was a custom skein she dyed, Cornbread and Honey, for Harps and Thistles. Yeah, Harps and Thistles, that yarn store, which is very local to me. It's only maybe 30-40 minutes away, which I know for some people that seems really far. For me, that's not very far. But I've never actually been there before. So anyways, I did order this from them. I wasn't going to order anything, but it's so pretty. There are so many colors. So this is fingering weight. Again, one skein projects that are going to show this off. Please let me know. And I got my little, right there. I got a little Harps and Thistles stitch marker. Let me see. I don't know if this will focus in on that or not. I don't think it will. But anyways, they sent me a little stitch marker too. So anyways, and the name of this is just Carnation Yarn Trail 2022. It was just a custom color for them for this event. So it's gorgeous. I love it. That's my second stash edition. So next we have a little segment that we haven't really had before, sort of, but I've just thrown it in with life update. But I thought this week it deserved its own little area. And that is Book Corner. So, and the reason for that, usually I just talk about what I've been reading really briefly. And this week I have a book that actually is knitting related that I wanted to share. So I saw this, actually a coworker and I saw this come through. I work at a library, so I see a lot of books come through, and this is just gorgeous. So it's called Wardrobe Embroidery, Knit and Embroidery Projects for Upcycling Clothes by Warrenie Bolstad. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. If I am, I'm so sorry. And this book, it's got beautiful patterns. Look at this sweater. So you get the knitting pattern, and then it tells you how to embroider it. Like, look at that. She is so beautiful. And that is such a pretty sweater. There's, like, look at this. The sunshine top. Oh, these are so pretty. And then there are also some just little other things you can do. Like, look at that for a pair of jeans. These sweet little flowers on the edge of the pocket. So full disclosure, I don't embroider and I don't know how. And I totally want to learn. So my coworker Jennifer and I are making it our mission now to learn embroidery. And I mean, look at this. Like, look at that. How cool is that? And I love the idea of visible mending. I think that's a really cool trend. I love how environmentally friendly that is, But I think something like this where you can embroider even just elevates that, because you're taking something that maybe needs mending or is just very plain and making it really, really stunning and beautiful. Like, oh, look at this jacket. It's so pretty. This is a lovely book, even if you don't embroider, have no interest in embroidering, even if you're not a knitter, if you just like pretty things, this is a beautiful book to thumb through. The photography is absolutely stunning. The patterns in this book are so beautiful. It's just a pretty book. So I would highly recommend picking this up or checking it out from your local library, just to page through even. It's just stunning, like just stunning. And not only that, but there are like tutorials in this book about the stitches that they use and things of that nature. So that's really great as well. They tell you what you need for the projects and all that kind of stuff. So I am planning to hopefully in the next couple of weeks sit down with this book, and I do have some embroidery supplies that I've bought, in that someday I'm going to do this kind of headspace. And my hope is to sit down with this soon and try some of this. I think it would be really, really pretty. Even to just do, like, there's those jeans again. I would love to do that to a pair of jeans or something. It's such a pretty little touch. So again, wardrobe embroidery, knit and embroidery projects for Upcycling Clothes by Warreny Bolstad. So that's that. And then what have I been reading? So I've been listening to still The Duke and I by Julia Quinn, which is the first Bridgerton book. And it was going great until it wasn't. It's not the book. It's just me. We finished watching Bridgerton. I finished knitting my romantic looking hat. And now all I really want are like mystery books for fall. So we'll see. I'm very close to being done with it. I will probably finish that and then move on to something maybe a little bit spookier or a little cozier or something for fall. But my print book that's been on my nightstand that I am also not making good progress in is The Mayfair Bookshop by Eliza Knight, a novel of Nancy Mitford and The Pursuit of Happiness. And I don't know what it is about this book. It's one, I picked it up because the cover was really pretty. I don't know. Usually I love historical fiction and can really get into it. This just at this point, and it has a dual timeline, which I love, but it's just at this point not grabbing my attention. It's just not. I'm not sure what it is. I don't know if it's just that I don't really know anything about the Mitford sisters. I don't have anything invested there. I don't know if it's that I just haven't gotten far into it, or if it's just a book that I need to read in larger sittings instead of just 10 to 15 minutes before bed. I'm not really sure, but I am going to continue with it and see how it goes. And I will hopefully let you know how it went on the next podcast. I would really like to be onto a different bedside book by then. So that's all I've got for Book Corner. And now we're on to Life Update. I think I mostly covered everything. If you care and are also into Pokemon Go, I'm very into Pokemon Go. And I did level up last week. So that was exciting. We've been taking a lot of walks in the evenings, and I've worked, this will be my third Saturday in a row I've worked, so my husband and I haven't really gone and done anything other than the Asian Lantern Festival last night. Next weekend is a big Pokemon Go thing, Go Fest. So my brother and my husband and I will, I'm sure, go somewhere to get some exercise in and play the game. That'll be good. I think that's it. Just a reminder, September, the schedule's going to be a little off because of family events and things like that. And of course, Wool Gathering is September 17th and I think the 18th in Yellow Springs, Ohio. Come say hi if you're there. I think that's all I've got for life update. There's not a lot going on around here right now. And that's all I've got for you guys today. So we've got a little bit of a shorter episode, but thank you so much for hanging out with me. And if you would like, I would really appreciate it if you would like this video, if you enjoyed it. Leave me a comment down below, say hi, let me know what you're working on, where you're watching from, if you're ready for fall or you're holding on to summer, whatever you're knitting. And if you want to join me every couple of weeks to chat about knitting, hit the subscribe button as well. And that's all I've got. My Instagram, my Ravelry, both of those, my handle is Pearls of Parmadice, just like it is here on YouTube. But I will link those down below, as well as I will pop my Pokemon Go friend code down below too, in case that's something you are also into or you know someone else that's into. Feel free to share that. So thank you again for joining me in my little piece of Parmadice. I hope you have a great couple of weeks, and I'll see you next time. Bye!